What's going on, everyone? ODC, that's me here, and today's review we're going to take a look at another G.I. Joe action figure. Today's review we're going to take a look at the G.I. Joe Renegades Tunnel Rat action figure. This is I guess, sort of sought after at this point. I think he goes for around 30 bucks. I ended up getting this guy for a lot less, so very pleased with finally getting him. I kept kind of putting him off, and I actually don't own a modern Tunnel Rat. So this is my go-to version as far as what I'm concerned for a modern update. The 25th, there's nothing wrong with the 25th anniversary version. I think it looks good as far as a throwback to the Real American Hero cartoon. But for an updated kind of Pursuit of Cobra-esque look for a character, I think it looks really well done, and it also actually doesn't look very cartoony. So if you were turned off by the Renegades cartoon series, this might be an added bonus as to why you should probably pick up this figure. All right, so checklist time. We've got his little bomb disposal Rover, which is pretty cool. We've got his laptop. We've got his flashlight, his cooker, his frying pan, which does fold up, his revolver, his shovel, his tool right here. We also have a cell phone or a satellite phone, whatever you'd like to imagine that as. His hog, and the figure itself, and the display stand, which looks pretty good. So I'm pretty pleased with all the stuff he comes with. I can definitely see why this figure is sought after as far as quality goes. I definitely like the accessories he does come with. Looks pretty good. And just to pop right in really quick, if you want to go ahead and read Tunnel Rat's file card, go ahead and you can pause it and read it if you so choose. Moving on to the figure itself. The figure, I think the face sculpt looks really good. I'm really liking the... I'm not sure if this face sculpt was ever used before. I'm pretty sure this is a unique face sculpt for Tunnel Rat. I'm not sure if the FSS Club has reused this head. Maybe they have. I don't know 100%. I don't own every FSS figure, so therefore I don't know. But I really like this sculpt. I don't think these pants or any of this was really reused, which is, you know, kind of a shame. But you know, I would think that having these molds, they would come up with something else, maybe another character like this, something. Maybe use this for a female character. I don't know. But yeah, I think the sculpt on him looks really nice. I like the harness up top. That looks nice right here. Nice little brown harness. Nice little, I want to say like a darker, almost maroon colored scarf here. Maroon colored knit hat. Got a little backpack on the back. That looks pretty cool. I like the overalls, how they're kind of hanging down, like he just got done working on a car or something. It looks pretty cool. I like the pouches on the front of his pants and the sides. So he's got some cargo pants on. You can actually see the sculpting of the belt underneath the overalls, which are pulled down in a sculpt. The shoes are just like a greenish color. Almost the same color. I would say the shirt's a little bit darker than the shoes, but similar. On the back, it's pretty much just a bland color. You have some straps molded into the leg here. That looks really good. I like the way the gloves look. He's got some, almost looks like he's got knuckle dusters on, but they're a little bit higher up, so maybe like this is padding for his hand. But overall, I really like the sculpt of this figure. I want to see if this actually does pop off. The backpack is a separate piece. And then you've got the harness, which is another piece on its own. I don't know if you can pop this off. I'm pretty sure you might have to shimmy this off. I don't see any disconnect points. Maybe this is one right here. No. I'm not seeing any disconnection points for the harness, so you might just have to possibly slip this over his head. But there's the backpack back on. I think that looks fine just like that. Moving the figure aside, we'll get to his accessories now. We'll get to his as I like to call it, a hog. There's heavy machine gun. It doesn't come with any rounds, so there's no bullets that he comes with, which is a little bit unfortunate, but not the worst thing in the world. I have some extra chained ammo lying around, so I can just toss that with this. Next up we have his little tool here, if I can get that in my hand properly. I think it looks pretty well done. We've seen this with a couple other figures as well. It's one of those fold-up tools with a wrench on one side, I want to say, or a pair of pliers, I should say, on one side. Then we have his little computer here, which I'm going to open up. Unfortunately, it does not have a video display, but thank God for Marauders, because they have made laptop video displays. But the overall sculpt of the laptop itself looks pretty well done. I like the keyboard, looks nice. Underneath there's a little bit of sculpting right there, almost looks like a I want to say like a handle of some sort of connection point. We have a flashlight right there. I don't know why it took me so long to say that. There's a flashlight. Here's the cooker, which connects to the bottom side of that pan. I'm not sure what the technical term for that would be. Next up we have the pan, which you can actually fold up, I believe. This is the same pan that, oh, maybe not. Nope. Okay, you can't fold that. Do not fold this. This is very similar to the pan that came with Pursuit of Cobra and 50th Anniversary Snow Job, but it does not want to fold up. So I don't recommend you do that, because it looks like you could stress the handle. So leave that alone. Next up we have a shovel, which we've seen. I believe this might be the same shovel that came off of the Vamp. It may be. Pretty sure it is. And then we have a cell phone, which I think the sculpt on the cell phone looks pretty good. It does have a peg. I'm pretty sure this is the same cell phone that came with Snow Job as well. A little bit of stressing on the antenna here, which is unfortunate. Maybe I can somehow fix that, or hopefully I don't. No, I'm not going to mess with it. So, and then up next we have his revolver. That looks nice. I like the silver paint deco. They could have went the cheap route and just went all black with this, but I like the silver paint deco that they decided to go with that. And then we have his Rover, which is does have multiple points of articulation here. The wheels do roll independent of each other. There's no straight bar. Oh wait, there is a straight bar going across. I thought these were independent. Let me just double check that. Yep. So you have a straight bar going across each one. I thought these were independent. It seemed that way. Straight bar, straight bar, straight bar. I like the sculpting on the bottom of the Rover. That looks nice. The overall sculpt of this thing is pretty decently done. They didn't have to do all that sculpt work on there, but they did. The little antenna connectors are a straight bar as well, and they can go up and down like so. The claw portion of the Rover can go back, and it can go all the way down. So there you go, and it does roll nicely. So there you go. And then we have his display stand. It says Tunnel Rat. Here he is with his gun, his guns, I should say, plural. He's just kind of holding them very generic. Unfortunately, you can't really put anything else on him. It would have been nice if he came with a backpack with maybe some peg holes and attachments. It would have been nice if they would have at least included a gun holster for his sidearm. That would have been nice. I think that's kind of the drawback here with that portion of the figure. It's cool that we got all this stuff, but in retrospect, it would have been nice if he could have held all this stuff. As far as him infiltrating, I'm probably not going to have him holding this. I can't see him crawling through a tunnel with a hog in his hand, and you know, him being a much smaller gentleman. I just don't think it makes too much sense as far as that's concerned. But I could see him maybe going through a tunnel with that, maybe bringing his Rover just in case. This way he can control it. It also would have been nice if he, you know, these pieces came with pegs on them. It would have been cool if they would have included a peg hole to put this stuff on. I mean, even his cooker came with a peg. It would have been nice to at least put his... Maybe he comes with a satchel. I mean, I'm probably going to give him a satchel to hold the majority of this small stuff. But that's the major unfortunate part here, is that he can't really hold all of his stuff. The pan goes to attach the cooker to the pan. There's a peg here and a peg hole, and you simply want to just pop that on like so. And that's supposed to heat up the pan, and then he can eat some beans or rice and beans, or, you know, whatever, bush beans, you know. When in doubt, get some bush beans and throw them on the pan, and there you go. You have something to eat. At least it's something, right? Spam, something. I don't know. I like the face sculpt. I think it looks good. I like the overall unique look of him, and I'm probably going to give him, like I said, some sort of satchel so he can carry all his stuff on there, and I can put some attachments, some C-clips, and he can hold his flashlight and his pan and all of that fun stuff. I might actually end up getting a Marauder's backpack for him too, and fixing that up with a Marauder's backpack instead of this kind of useless sculpted small backpack. This way I can attach his pan and his shovel and his cooker and even his laptop. And then he can really be fully done. So maybe I'll do an updated video down the road of a fix-up for him. So, as far as his articulation does go, his head can swivel full 360 rotation. You can remove this scarf as well. It is a separate piece. You can pop that head off and pop the scarf off if you so choose. His head can look up and down. It cannot tilt side to side. No jive turkeys. Arms go up, they go down, full 360 rotation there, a single bend at the elbow, a swivel at the elbow, swivel at the wrist, no hinge joints of any kind at either wrist. Same articulation is on the other side of this figure. He's got a diaphragm joint, which does go forward and back, and it can pivot side to side. It can swivel also. He can do the splits about this far. Legs go forward about that far. There's a little bit of hindrance due to his overalls being pulled down, that nice sculpt of the overalls. Legs go back. Double jointed knee. And he does have an ankle hinge, which points the toe surprisingly well and points the heel decently. That's neutral. And then he does have a swivel at the ankle and two peg holes at the bottom of his feet. But everything else I like about the figure. I think it's the right skin tone. I think he looks the part. And yeah, I mean, even though he can't hold everything, I'd still, I guess, recommend him. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching, as always. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Hit that bell for notifications. If you think I missed something, give me a thumbs down. Let me know what I missed and what I can do to improve my content. But if not, and you liked what I offered here, give me a thumbs up too. That always helps. Yeah, I'll see you guys on the flip side.